After getting his Lambo and Bentley seized by the IRS, 6ix9ine's financial situation is not looking very good. Picture this, a man who built his entire image on extravagance, throwing cash into the air like it was limitless, a rapper whose name was synonymous with controversy, bling and viral hits. Now imagine that same man standing in court, claiming he can't even pay his bills. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's the reality of 6ix9ine. Yes, 6ix9ine, the self-proclaimed king of New York, known for his rainbow hair and over-the-top persona, says he's broke. The headlines were shocking. 6ix9ine files for bankruptcy, 6ix9ine is going broke, 6ix9ine is sleeping on the streets. These are some headlines that we are seeing recently. But here's the kicker. Is this just another chapter in his drama-filled life, or a carefully planned strategy to escape his financial ruin? Buckle up, because the story behind 6ix9ine's collapse is as wild as his rise to fame. But before we dive into his downfall, let's go back to the beginning, to the streets of Brooklyn, where it all started. Because to understand 6ix9ine's collapse, we first have to understand his meteoric rise. Tekashi 6ix9ine, also known as Daniel Hernandez, grew up in Bushwick, Brooklyn, a neighborhood known for its gritty streets and tiny communities. His life wasn't easy. His father was murdered when he was just 13, and his mother worked tirelessly to make ends meet. These early hardships shaped him, feeling a desire to escape poverty and make something of himself. Before music, Daniel worked at a deli and even sold clothes on the street to support his family. But he had bigger dreams. He wanted to be heard, to be seen, and most importantly, to be remembered. By 2014, Daniel reinvented himself as 6ix9ine, embracing a bold in-your-face style that made him impossible to ignore. He released gritty, DIY music videos that quickly gained traction online. Songs like Scum Life and Helsing Station showcased his aggressive delivery and unique aesthetic. But it wasn't just his music that stood out, it was his image. With the rainbow hair, tattooed skin, and the personality that demanded attention, 6ix9ine became a viral sensation. He didn't just want to make music, he wanted to dominate the internet. And it worked. By 2017, 6ix9ine had released Gummo, the track that catapulted him to stardom. The raw energy, aggressive lyrics, and hard-hitting beats resonated with fans worldwide. Overnight, he went from a local rapper to an international phenomenon. 6ix9ine's success wasn't just about his music though, it was about marketing. He understood how to keep people talking, whether it was feuding with other rappers, flaunting his wealth, or sharing outlandish posts on Instagram. 6ix9ine was a master of staying in the spotlight. But as you all know, fame comes with a price, and for 6ix9ine, that price was his freedom. His ties to the 9-Trey Gangsta Bloods brought him street credibility, but also dangerous consequences. By 2018, his involvement with the gang led to a series of arrests and charges, including racketeering, weapons possession, and a conspiracy to commit murder. Faced with decades behind bars, 6ix9ine made a decision that would change his life forever. He cooperated, testifying against his former associates in exchange for a reduced sentence of just 2 years. The move sparkled a firestorm of criticism though, and made him one of the most polarizing figures in hip-hop history, even though he was known as the biggest rat in the rap industry. After his release in 2020, 6ix9ine wasted no time reclaiming the spotlight. He dropped Gooba, a high-energy track that broke YouTube records for the most views in 24 hours. He flexed multi-million-dollar jewelry collections, luxury cars, and a lifestyle that screamed, "I'm back." But behind the scenes, the cracks were starting to show. His streaming numbers began to decline, his albums underperformed, and his once loyal fanbase started to waver. Meanwhile, the bills kept piling up. 6ix9ine's spending habits were nothing short of extravagant though. From $1 million diamond chains to fleets of Lamborghinis, he spared no expense. He also reportedly spent hundreds of thousands on private security to protect himself after becoming a controversial figure. But as his income declined, his expenses remained sky high, and with no financial safety net or guidance, it was only a matter of time before trouble hit. Fast forward to 2023, 6ix9ine made headlines again. Not for a hit single, but for filing for bankruptcy. In court documents, he claimed he was unable to pay his legal fees, debts, or even basic expenses. It was a shocking fall for someone who had once flaunted endless wealth. Critics questioned whether the bankruptcy was real or just a tactic to avoid paying lawsuits. Whatever the case, it painted a grim picture of his financial reality. As we all learned, 6ix9ine's story is a cautionary tale about fame, fortune, and the dangers of excess. Financial experts point to lack of savings, poor investments, and reckless spending as key factors in his downfall. For a man who lived by the motto, live fast, die young, the consequences were inevitable. But the question remains, is this really the end for 6ix9ine, or does he have one more comeback left in him? As we've seen earlier, the music industry loves a redemption story, and 6ix9ine thrives in controversy. If he can find a way to reinvent himself, he might just surprise us all. But with his reputation tarnished and his finances in ruin, it's an uphill battle. The world is watching to see what he'll do next. Will he rise again, or is this the end of the road for 6ix9ine? But one thing is certain, whether you love him or hate him, 6ix9ine's story isn't over yet. What do you think? Can 6ix9ine stage another comeback, or is this the final chapter of his career? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in music, and the entertainment industry.